I'm going to call up Christina, who's our lobbyist supreme. She's going to talk to you about dividing up into captains and groups, and we will get to our legislators and let them know what our message is. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone. Also, I just want to take one quick moment to say thank you again to all of the elected officials who joined us today and who are here with us to fight for these incredibly important issues. But I also just want to recognize Providence City Councilwoman Kerwin, who was here earlier to show her support. Right now at the Providence City Council, they are debating an ordinance to provide protection, this SOI, source of income protection at the city level that we're trying to fight at the state level. So thank you to Councilwoman Kerwin for all her work on that. So as our incredible House sponsor, Representative Williams, said, it's time to get to work. So I'm going to tell you about what that looks like. So we have folks who will be captains. So these are people who have advocated before, who can tell you which representative is which, who will be able to guide and direct you out there. So I'm just going to read their names off. As you hear your name, please raise your hand. So myself, Travis Fox, Katie West with Housing Network Rhode Island. So Travis Escobar with United Way, Stephanie Geller with Kids Count Rhode Island, Amy Raynone with Rhode Island Housing, and Nicole Laughlin with SEIU. So these are folks, so we're going to split up into groups. Every group is going to be assigned with one captain who's going to be able to direct you when you're out on the floor. Now, two other people that I want to point out, Victoria Strang, she is somebody who's going to be floating. If you have a question and you can't find your captain, you can find her and she can help you out. What came up when we were at Gloria Day was a question about, well, if somebody has a question about the data that we're talking about, the scope of this issue, etc., how do we handle that? We direct them to the magnificent Claudia from South Coast Fair Housing. The data that is provided in the one-pager and in the longer report that they did and in these incredible visualizations right here all comes from South Coast Fair Housing. They have done amazing work in providing the full scope of this discrimination within our state. So these next couple of minutes might be a little hectic because everyone's going to be dividing up. So we're going to be doing groups of 5. So if you have a team with you, if you want to self-sort into groups of 5, that would be great. If you aren't sure where to go, just chill and we'll send you, as the groups start to form, we'll fill in the gaps where we need people. But remember, every group will have, the captain will have the clipboard. The captain will have the clipboard. On that is a seating chart. Each seating chart will have a specific portion of the house circled off. You will be talking and louding with the reps who are in that little circle. When you go and you have those conversations, you report back to your captain. The captain's going to record that. Then at the end, when you hear the not when you hear the bell ring, but when you hear the gavel bang, come back here. We're going to debrief. We're going to bring in all of the notes, etc. We're going to have one final hurrah, and then we're going to go back into the community where we're going to continue to talk about this, right, with our community members, with our fellow parishioners, etc., so that they can be the ones who are also calling their representatives or urging them to pass this. This is something that is obviously a priority for everyone in this room, and that is very powerful. It's something that's obviously a priority for all of the elected officials who joined us today, and that is very powerful. We know that this is a priority of our community. We need to make sure, and that what we're doing today is just that, we need to make sure that our elected officials, that whole chamber, that majority that we know is with us, makes this as much of a priority for us. Oh, and Representative Agello, thank you so much for joining us. It's wonderful to see you. Excuse me. Because while we are very powerful as a community, it's our elected officials who are the ones that can bring this home, that can pass this legislation, who can bring this home so that way our neighbors who are suffering due to discrimination and are experiencing homelessness as a result of this discrimination, can finally have a safe, secure, affordable place to call home, a safe, secure, affordable place to live. So thank you very, very much, everyone, for being here today. Huge thank you to Victoria and the whole team at the Interfaith Coalition for organizing this event. So now let's get to work.